Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have 3 warm sandwich ideas that would be great for dinner, which is what we had them for, or they would be nice for an easy lunch. So getting right into the video, the first recipe that I'm sharing with you are some hot ham and cheese sandwiches. I found these croissant buns at Aldi, and they ended up being really good. We made these on the smoker because we already had the smoker going, but you could also just make these in the oven. So I'm starting out with some sliced cheese. I used American, Colby Jack, and provolone for these, depending on who wanted what cheese. And then I just bought some deli sliced ham. You could buy like a ham and or if you had leftover ham and use that as well, but again, just use the deli ham. So I just put some mayo on the buns, put the cheese down on both sides so it was plenty cheesy, and then I did 4 pieces of ham, and I thought that was a good amount. The buns were kind of big, so maybe you could add some more meat if you wanted it a little more filling and less like you were just eating the bread. But like I said, for the first ones I did American cheese, and then for a couple of them I did provolone and Colby Jack cheese, and then I also did some provolone and American on the last one. And then we put these on the smoker at 350 degrees, and I think they were only on there for 10 to 15 minutes because everything is already cooked. Obviously you are just warming everything together and melting that cheese, and it was perfect. If I made these in the oven, I also still would have wrapped them in the foil to contain the heat, keep them warm, and really make sure that that cheese is going to melt. This is what they looked like when they were done. Absolutely delicious. I don't think I've had hot ham and cheese since when I was in school, probably middle school, high school, and it was just really good to have. The next recipe I'm sharing is a jalapeno popper chicken slider recipe. So I am just starting out by cutting up some jalapenos, and I use this jalapeno corer tool, which is absolutely amazing. Like, did you see how easy that came out? This is my mom's, and I'm pretty sure she got it from Pampered Chef. I will link a similar one down below if you're interested. This makes it so easy. You don't have to cut them open. You don't have to touch the seeds. And if you're making traditional jalapeno poppers and you want to stuff them, it's hollow. Like, it's absolutely perfect. But for these sandwiches, I need them diced up. So I am using this chopper, which I will also link down below. This thing is so handy. And it's dishwasher safe, which is great because the grates are kind of a pain to clean if you have to hand wash it, which I have done, but the dishwasher makes it so easy if you have a dishwasher. But I just cut them up into smaller pieces so I knew that they would fit, and then you put them on the grates and then just chop it up, and it makes them all the same size. They're small, so if you were using something else like onions or peppers for a different recipe, they're small enough that your kids or picky eaters in your house, maybe a husband, wouldn't even notice. So after I got those chopped up, this whole time I was also cooking some chicken, and I just actually boiled the chicken for this. You could use rotisserie chicken, you could use canned chicken, you could use whatever you wanted. You could cook it in the Instant Pot, you could bake it, lots of options. So that was cooking. Cut up my jalapenos, and then I have these slider rolls that I'm just cutting in half. My chicken was done, and I'm using my hand mixer to shred it. Using a mixer is the easiest way to shred it up. You just don't want to over shred it. Then I'm adding in 1 block of cream cheese, and it's not completely softened, but it's going into the chicken, which is warm, and then use your kitchen mixer also to add in the cream cheese. It's super easy and it mixes it in really well. Then I have some shredded Monterey Jack cheese, and I put about half of the bag in there, so about a cup of the cheese, and mix that around. I will leave the link to this recipe down in the description box if you are interested in looking at it, so you can have exact measurements. And then I had also cooked some bacon, and I'm just cutting that up into smaller pieces. I should have used kitchen scissors to cut these up because it would have been easier. The bacon was still hot too, but I just wanted to use a knife that I had already used for something else, so I wasn't dirtying something else that I would have to wash. But you add the bacon into your mixture and stir that around. At this point, if everybody in your house is eating or likes jalapenos, add in your jalapenos now. We have people in the house that don't like anything spicy, so I have not added it. So I'm going to take some of the mixture and put it on the bottom part of the slider buns. This is going to be for the people that don't like jalapenos. Then I'm going to add the jalapenos into the rest of the mixture, mix that up, put it on the other half of the slider bun, and then those of us that do like spice eat that part. Then you sprinkle a little more of that Monterey Jack cheese on top and put your top buns, or like the top of the rolls, on top. After that, you are going to want to melt a little bit of butter and add in some garlic, and then I just used a silicone basting brush to put the butter on top, the melted butter on top of the slider buns, and then this goes into the oven for not very long. Again, I'll leave the recipe down below because I don't remember for sure how long I cooked them or at what temperature, but you're really just like crisping up the top and warming it all the way through. These were really good, and they're smaller, so we each had 2, and then we served it with baked beans, but definitely good. And my husband had the side without the jalapenos, and he said it was good. So even if you don't like the jalapenos, it's still a really good like chicken bacon mixture. The last recipe I have to share with you today is a buffalo chicken grilled cheese. So taking your grilled cheese and elevating it just a little. This time for the chicken, I am cooking it in the oven. So I'm putting some pepper, and then I have this buffalo seasoning. If you don't have the buffalo seasoning, not a big deal because you are going to be using sauce later. You could also use garlic powder, onion powder. You could put some salt on there if you wanted, just however you would like your chicken. Again, for this recipe, you could also use rotisserie chicken or canned chicken. Make your chicken however you want for this. Just don't season it too specifically, like you wouldn't want to put taco seasoning on it, obviously, or something like that. So I just cooked that in the oven until it was done. Once it was done, Again, I'm getting my hand mixer out and I'm going to shred this chicken up. If you wanted chunkier grilled cheese, you could also just cut this chicken into pieces, but I decided to do shredded. Then you're going to take your favorite buffalo sauce. We are just using this medium wing sauce. It's the Great Value brand, but use whatever kind you like. And then I just mix that in with the chicken until it was the sauce level that I liked. Make it as saucy as you want. And then we have this, we've always just called it the grilled cheese pan. It's just like a flat griddle type pan. So I buttered one side of the bread and I was using sandwich bread. Typically I like to use Texas toast, but with my grocery order, this was a substitution. So butter one side and put it down. On one side of the bread, then I am putting some shredded cheddar cheese. On top of that will go the chicken mixture. And I made these pretty thick so that they would be nice and filling. And then on top of that, I still had some Monterey Jack cheese left over from when we did the chicken sliders earlier in the week. So I put a little bit of that on top. You could use whatever kind of cheeses you like with your buffalo stuff. I mean, I guess pepper jack would be good if you wanted an extra kick. Provolone would be good because it would be kind of salty with the spicy. This is just what we had on hand. And then I put a piece of bread on top with the butter side facing up. And you just cook those on both sides until they're golden. And everything is heated through. And we serve these with waffle fries. That is all that I have to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.